Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review American Fiction. And this is a new comedy drama from writer-director Cord Jefferson, starring Jeffrey Wright as Thelonious Monk Ellison, a writer who writes about mythology and the things that he's interested in, and he has this deep understanding of, but he's increasingly becoming frustrated with the world around him and how nobody wants to read his books. But they're going for these books written by, you have Issa Rae Sintara Golden writes this book that's about like living in the ghetto and stuff like that. And Monk gets really frustrated by that and eventually winds up drunkenly writing this book about a criminal and living in the hood and all that kind of stuff, and it blows up. And that's what the trailer wants you to think that this whole entire movie is about. But that's only a piece of it. Obviously, those are the overall arching themes and important elements of the film. But honestly, this is really about this man Monk and his family and his relationships. And I'm glad that this film was more than just like the satirical look at this situation. Because like, yeah, I laughed a lot watching the trailers. I laughed a lot watching the movie. But some of the funniest moments were interactions between siblings or family members and stuff like that, and not just the big overarching themes. I really love Jeffrey Wright, and his performance in this is so layered. You have him in so many vulnerable places. You have him pushed to his limits and getting frustrated. You have him being vulnerable in terms of, like, he's lonely. You see him drinking. You see him slowly getting drunker. Like, the little choices by the actors in this film, like, with Wright and him slowly getting a little bit more drunk. Or, like, when they introduce his brother, played by Sterling K. Brown, and there's, like, the little moments of, like, he doesn't say anything, but they're grieving. And just the little choices he makes in showing how devastated he is. Tracee Ellis Ross, fantastic as their sister. And this cast in general is just electric. Everybody is so fantastic. Jeffrey Wright and Sterling K. Brown are getting a lot of buzz for Oscar nominations, and they should. You also have John Ortiz, who plays Monk's agent. You have Erica Alexander, who plays Coraline, the woman across the street of their shore home that, you know, she starts hitting it off with Monk. And you see Monk in a relationship, and you keep pulling for him, but he can't help himself. And it's one of those kinds of elements. Leslie Uggams plays their mother, and she's fantastic as she's dealing with developing Alzheimer's. And the one real standout for me is Myra Lucretia Taylor, who plays Lorraine, who's like their housekeeper, who's basically part of the family. And she is so wonderful, and every time she pops up on screen, she is an absolute delight. And I love what she brings to the table here. So the acting and the characters are so interesting and fun, and it's a deeply layered look at the challenges of sibling relationships and romantic relationships and just generational trauma. Sterling K. Brown, newly coming out as a gay man, those challenges. Tracee Ellis Ross's character dealing with the fact that, like, she's the lone caretaker of their mother and what that does. And Monk, who's the distant one. He's the one who fades away. He's the child that doesn't keep up with everybody every day. And as somebody who is actually like that, and who naturally is just like that, I generally don't talk to particular people on a daily basis, and unless I see them, and especially my family, and it's very relatable. This film is so relatable in terms of how it captures family dynamics. And then you have all of its commentary and its layers and its biting satire of what white people want to see in terms of creations from black artists, and what really defines what a black piece of work is, and looking at how this film and Monk tries to figure out, it's like, are you selling out by trying to reach a broader audience, and how you're connecting with that audience, or are these works that are hitting on those things? It's like, you see 12 Years a Slave and all these films that it's just like about black, like violence against black people and trauma and all of those kinds of things. It's like, aren't black people and black culture more than that? And this film tackles those themes in such an interesting way, and it has such a biting perspective on the commercialization of art, all the way up to some amazing uses of visual storytelling in terms of, like, there's a scene where Monk's actually writing this book and how he's actually engaging with the characters he's creating, or how he's trying to negotiate an ending for a piece. All of this is absolutely incredible. This film blew me away, and Jefferson really created something special here with layers and paralleling these big ideas with deeply resonant and relatable human drama. And Jeffrey Wright absolutely kills it, anchoring this wonderful cast. This is a must-see for the end of this year. But those are my thoughts on American Fiction. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.